Okay, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Is anybody there? Can you hear me? Uh, I hope you guys can hear me. I am so stressed out right now. Woo! That was a whirlwind. That was such a whirlwind. I hope that I am actually live right now. Am I actually live? It says I am. Okay, I'm doing something a little bit different, and oh, I don't like the way this looks. I don't like the way this looks at all. I'm recording with my phone, and I've got my iPad so I can look at comments, and I usually use my iPad to record and use Jeff's iPad to look at comments, but he wanted his iPad tonight for some reason. So I thought I could do it this way, but it's making this different, and I don't know how to. Let's see if can I go like that? Does that do anything? No, it tells me I can't have it that way. Well, this really sucks, but this is what we're going to have to deal with tonight. Unless anybody knows, I am so sorry for that dog barking. You guys, this has been a day. This has been like a day. Hey, can somebody stop that dog from barking, please? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, you guys. It's not my dog. Well, it's kind of my dog. I got a story for that. I think I've already told the story, but I'll tell it again. Anyways, let me take a breath. I'm so sorry the picture is like this, but I don't think there's going to be anything I can do about it. You're not watching me really anyways. Is anybody going to really care? I don't think anybody's going to really care, are they? No. Okay, you guys don't care. Now I got to switch around my painting because my painting's the wrong way. And then I got to get a glass of wine because of course I do. Now I have not had a glass of wine since my last live, which you all know how long ago that was. It was before Christmas. I have not gone live on my own channel. Now I've been live many times on Mindy's channel for our crocheting, and I was live with her tonight for the Craftably an anniversary party. But on my own channel, I have not gone live since before Christmas. So tonight is a celebration. And we are breaking out the good old vintage of the Barefoot Riesling. You know, a good old standby. No, Jody, I can't turn it sideways. If I turn it sideways, it tells me that the orientation is locked and I have to turn it the other way. So this is just going to be a terrible video. So wouldn't you know, I tried to do something nice for Jeff and let him have his iPad for the night, and it screwed me over. Goes to show you, you should never try to do nice things for other people. No, I'm just kidding. That's the complete opposite of what you should do in the world. Oh my goodness, I'm full of it tonight. All right, let me take a quick swig here. So welcome everybody back. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you back. I just want to take a minute and say hi to everybody. Cynthia's here. Hi, Cynthia. I've missed you so much. Catherine, hi. How are you? I've seen Catherine in our crochet lives, so I have been keeping in contact with her. And Judy, thank you. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. It's been a time. It's been really a time, you guys. Hi, Sue. Long time no talk to, right? Becca, thank you so much. Jody's here. Hi, Jody and Jennifer. The chat was scrolling so fast with Mindy. I just want to say again, thank you so much for the help. I reread the instructions and still came up with 3 single crochets. Jennifer, I'm gonna have to read it again too, because I swear that's what I came up with. If anybody, we need Linda here. Where's Linda? She's already done this. She knows how to make this work. Here's what makes me think I was right with the 3 single crochets, is because I came up with the right stitch count at the end of the row. And when Mindy did it with the 2, she didn't come up with the right stitch count at the end of the row. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to read it again. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Dawn, hi. How are you, Dawn? Yeah, Jody, the instructions for this sweater we're doing are so confusing, and I'm happy to say that our next crochet along that we will be doing, I'm so sorry about that dog. Here's what's happening with that. My son has a friend over, and my daughter's dog is over for the week, spending the week with us. And her dog doesn't know Nate's friend. And so every time he sees him, even though the kid's been here all day, every time he sees him, she barks. So I apologize. Hopefully it'll be over soon. Jeff, can you do something about the dog? Okay. Whatever. They can't hear me apparently. Linda's here. Linda is here. Linda, we need help. Joe, hi Joe. How's Joe doing? Karen's here. Hi Karen. Nice to see you. Paula, hello Paula. Oh, thank you for never minding the dog. I appreciate that. Lisa Brown's here. She's another one from our crochet group. And Karen Horvath, hello. How are you? Great to see everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Yes, Karen, I have gotten a lot done on this already, haven't I? I have been working on this quite steadily. I don't know if any of you watched my unboxing video of this. I just posted it yesterday. And I recorded it though on, I did record it on Thursday. So I started this on Thursday and I've got this bottom panel and now I'm working up the side here and I'm almost done with this big section right here. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So this is Dimensions. It's by Dakota Detweiler from Diamond Art Club. It has only 37 colors. But what's interesting is that even though it only has so few colors, it is very, very much confetti, which I'm absolutely loving. If you guys know me and diamond painting, you know that I enjoy a good confetti-filled diamond painting. So I'm really liking this one a lot. A lot. Yep. And I'm going to stick with it, Karen. I am not going to let this one fall to the side like I so often let happen. And the reason that I'm not going to is because this one is for Nate. So Nate has, what is the one? It's an older Diamond Art Club with the ship sailing in the stormy ocean. That's all that's in the painting is a ship in a stormy sea. And what's it? I can't remember. Cloud Runner, that's what it's called. So I originally did Cloud Runner years ago for Nate's room, and because he's always been into pirates and sailing ships and things like that. And so when he saw this one, he really liked this one. So I thought that this would make a nice accompanying piece for Cloud Runner, and we could put it on his wall next to Cloud Runner. So that's why I'm having so much fun with it. I'm just really enjoying the process of it. And I've found lately that it's weird because it seems like sometimes there are paintings that I'm absolutely in love with the image and what the final result is going to be, but I'm not enjoying the process as much. And then there are other times where I'm just okay with the image where, you know what I mean? It's nice, but it's not to die for. But the process is so enjoyable that it just makes you really want to keep working on it and working on it. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, but let me know, do you guys ever feel that way? That sometimes the process is more enjoyable than the result? So that's how I'm dealing with this kit right here. That's why this one has moved to the top of my priority list, and I've been working on it pretty much exclusively since I unboxed it. I'm still really enjoying, I did really enjoy Fenya, which is the other one I'm working on, but it's a square, so it's a little bit more slow going, and this is a round, and it just seems to be, I just seem to be flying through the sections. I just seem to be able to get so much done on this one at a single sitting that it's, that feeling of making progress is a strong motivator. Real strong motivator. So let's see. I want to catch up with chat. Oh, yep. Jody's getting crows. It's getting there on Monday. She's gonna crack it right open. I most certainly did crack mine right open as well. Sorry, Sue. I don't think I told you about that one, but yeah, I kitted that one up too. Started it. Sorry. Don't yell at me. Don't come at me, Sue. I never did finish Majestic Ship, Sue, but I will. I will. Yeah, other people have said they felt that way. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Rhonda's here from Dip in Time. You guys, Rhonda has a channel. Check it out. Yeah, I love squares. Here's what I love about squares. I love the click. I love feeling the click of them fitting together. I love that sound and the feeling of it. It reminds me of putting together Legos. Now, as a child and as an adult, I am a huge Lego fanatic. I have many, many Lego kits, and I still like to work on my many Lego kits. I have lots of Lego kits sitting right over on my, in fact, if you ignore the mess, because I've already told you all that my craft room is a mess, I'll show you just a couple of my buildings that are over there on my, I'm not sure if you can see them, on my shelf. Those are a couple of my modular buildings that I have. I have about 15 of those that I work on, and I'm about 3 behind. I have about 3 that I need to be working on right now that aren't finished. But then I got into diamond painting, and so yeah. Actually, I'm 3 behind of what I own, but I'm probably 4 behind in purchases because a new one comes out every year. It's an annual kit that you add to the group of connecting buildings. It's called the modular building set. Join the Dakotathon event. Cynthia posted. Okay, sure. Yeah. Don't join Dakotathon. Thank you for putting that link up there, Cynthia. Okay, Linda's got this for us, Jennifer. Get ready. Okay, Jennifer, pay attention. Here we go. Okay, after the first V-stitch, okay, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the same stitch. You will have chain 3, skip 1, single crochet in the next, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet in the next, chain 3, skip 1, then the V. The single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the same, right. So, Jennifer, so that means there are only 2 single crochets between the V's. I hate the way this pattern's written, and I also don't like the way the sweater is going to be constructed. I have never made a sweater where you make little teeny triangles and then try to sew them all together and make it look right. I've never made a garment that way. This is the first time I've ever made a garment like this, and I'm really, really anxious to see how it looks. Now, I should apologize because when Mindy and I were looking at this pattern, when we were looking for patterns to make for our crochet along, and all we did was look at the stitch repeat and see what the complexity was and the technical difficulty was of the stitch pattern. We didn't look at the way that the thing was shaped or assembled or the way the pattern was written when we made the decision to do this particular pattern. But it's a terrible pattern. I'm gonna go ahead and say it out loud. It's a bad pattern. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. So, but rest assured, our next item is going to be much, 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 much better. And we've already announced and decided on what our next project is going to be. It's going to be a shawl using Caron cotton cakes. Any Caron cotton cake will work. If you don't want to use a Caron cotton cake, any size 3 yarn, cotton preferably for the drape, will work. But you could use acrylic, you could use whatever you wanted. So yeah, keep that in mind. So I think, you know, once we get going on this stitch pattern for the base, the bottom part of the sweater, we'll breeze right through it. So we've got, you know, I'm going to say 3 weeks to wrap up this sweater then before we move on to the shawl. And then I had an idea. I had an idea that we should make one of those market bags coming into spring. We should make, for, you know, for going to market, we should make a market bag. So I'm going to pitch that to Mindy and see what she thinks of that for our next stitch along idea. Back home from my girls' sleepover with my daughter. That sounds nice, Rhonda. 3 loops between each V-stitch. Middle will be over 2 stitches. 3 loops between each. Yes, 3 loops, 2 singles. Yes. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rhonda, you guys got into it? Legos are a blast, but let me tell you, Legos are an insanely expensive hobby. Nate and I, now where we live is not a very metropolitan area. So we don't have like a Lego store anywhere near us. So Nate and I, all my kids actually, as they were growing up, we made annual spring break trips to Florida, and we road tripped it. And we would spend half of our time on the beach and half of our time in Orlando doing theme parks. So during, you know, Nate's time of doing that was a little bit different because his sisters were already grown up and either in college or graduated from college and out on their own. So it was just Nate and I that went on these trips. And the one year we went to downtown Disney. It's called Disney Springs now, but at the time it was called downtown Disney. And we went to the Lego store there. And we went hog wild. I'm telling you, we went crazy. We went so crazy that my debit card didn't go through. Not because I didn't have the money in my account, but because the purchase was so expensive that they wanted to make sure that it wasn't fraudulent. So I had to call the credit union and tell them that, yes, I really was trying to spend $1,400 at the Lego store. That was awful. That was embarrassing. But anyway, Maddie is sorry she can't be here with us tonight. She really wanted to be here for our first night back with hopefully is going to be regular lives every Saturday from now on. But she couldn't be here tonight. Austin is has a semi-annual show that he puts on with some friends in other bands. It's a multi bands in the show, and so he that show was tonight, and so Maddie had to go to that. So that's why we have Junebug. Junebug is their dog. If anybody doesn't know, Junebug is a German Shepherd Lab cattle dog mix, and she's a sweetheart. She's getting better. I mean, she just turned 1, so she's still a pup. But she's a real sweet dog, and I decided about 3 weeks ago that I decided about a month ago that I wanted another dog. And then I thought about it and raising a puppy, and so then I decided to ask Maddie for joint custody of her dog. So if you've heard this story, I'm sorry, you're going to hear it again. So we got joint custody of Junebug. So this is Junebug's second. We had her for 1 week, and then Maddie had her for 1 week, and now this is our second week having her. I drove down halfway to Detroit and met up with Maddie at a gas station today. Felt like we were pulling off some like illegal transaction there in the parking lot. You got the goods? Yeah. All right. Put it in my car. Okay. Back seat. All right. Put the seat down so I can get the cage in. You know, felt like that kind of thing was going on. But so we got Junebug this morning, and I brought her home, and Bo Duke was so happy to see her. So we've had her all day. But like I said, she for some reason isn't warming up to Nate's friend that is over today, and barks every time she sees him. So I'm not sure, you know, what's up with that. But that's it. Other than that, she doesn't bark. She's not a barker. It's really kind of strange. But whatever. Yeah, I'll tell Maddie everybody said hi for sure. For sure. Oh, Judy, you're not much into wearables. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah, Deborah, a lot of people are like that they if they have to sew things, they don't want to work on it. And I completely understand that because sewing things together is not the fun part of crocheting. And you know, I more times than not, if I have to connect pieces, even if the pattern tells me to do, you know, a mattress stitch join, or if it tells me to do a join with a needle, okay, I will just go ahead and do a slip stitch join with my crochet hook. To me, it's much easier to just do a slip stitch join than it is to do a join, you know, either a mattress stitch or a what's the other stitch called? The other stitch you use to join things, to sew things together? I was just thinking about it like 10 minutes ago. Actually, on Mindy's Live, I was thinking about it for some odd reason. But I can't, of course, it's not coming to me now. Anywho, but yeah, so I'm not a fan of stitching things together either. And that's a very, I don't like the pattern. I don't like the pattern we're working on. I just pray that in the end, it's going to come out looking like anything resembling a shirt, because I'm also not so good with having to make two identical of something that have to match up. Like when I tried to make slippers, that was a hot mess. I could not get my two slippers to look the same. I worry about that with mittens. I do okay with mittens. But I worry about it with mittens that I'm going to have one hand that, you know, my tension was a little bit tighter or something, and one hand's going to be way bigger and they're going to look lopsided and silly. So that's what I'm a little bit worried about with this pattern, is that one shoulder is going to be bigger than the other shoulder. Or one front panel is going to be bigger than the other front panel. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the end, but I just hope it comes out resembling a shirt somewhat. Yeah. Oh, I'm way behind. Okay, Jody has a great question. Okay, super good question. Jody said, if I had to look back over all of my completed diamond, I'm assuming she means completed diamond paintings, which one has been my favorite to work on, and which one is the one you loved the look of the most? Okay, that's easy. That's so easy. My favorite one to work on was my diamond painting Deutschland Diana from Josephine Wall, by Josephine Wall. That was my favorite one to work on. Not my favorite one to look at. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful piece of art. She's an amazing artist. It's not exactly my style. to me, the process of that with the 250 colors and the large canvas was, the challenge of it was very fulfilling to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed every drill that I placed on that canvas. Thoroughly enjoyed every moment. I wish I could do the experience all over again. I wish I wouldn't have ever finished it so I could keep working on it. But which diamond painting have I ever completed that I love to look at? My favorite diamond painting that I've ever completed is Artemisa, from Diamond Art Club by Enes Guerrero. Love, love, love that diamond painting. It's, and I did that diamond painting. I don't know what, you guys could look up the dimensions if you wanted to. It's a square. I don't remember how many colors it has. It's laying right here. I could go get it if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I have to wade through a bunch of bullshit to get there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm in my craft room tonight. It took me, Emily actually was over today, my daughter Emily, and she helped me clear off my craft table so I could even do this live tonight because I had this thing stacked so high with unfinished diamond paintings that it was not, it hadn't seen the light of day since before Christmas. So she helped me today, and so Artemisa is sitting right there in the pile that we put them in. But yeah, that's my favorite one to look at. Love that one. I don't know. There's just something about it that gets me. And it's interesting to note that Artemisa and Diana, which is the title of my diamond painting Deutschland one of the Josephine Wall, are the same goddess, but one is from Greek mythology and one is from Roman mythology. But they're both the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and nature. So that's really interesting that those two would be my favorites for different reasons, you know, but they're essentially the same subject matter. They're artistically portrayed in very, very, very different ways, but yeah, it's just kind of an interesting little tidbit there. I don't know if that's the right drill color, but I'm going to put it there. It was there. Oh, Dawn, I have not fixed my mitten yet. I have not. It's still sitting there. Ugh. It's still sitting there waiting to be fixed. Yep. Jennifer, you've done that with slippers too? But hubby's feet will stretch it out. Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Rhonda, just like a puzzle. If you could do it over and over again. Technically, you could if you went through and picked off every single drill. You could probably do it over again. I dare somebody to do that. I triple dog dare ya. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Oh, that's so sweet. You're late for a very important date. Angie, woohoo! Yeah, I gotta keep those mitts away from Junebug. That's for sure. That is for sure. Not a chance, Rhonda says. Not a chance she's taking those drills off. That's funny. So, I got some really exciting news. Speaking of Maddie. Now, here's a little bit of a heads up on the schedule of what's going to be happening with Maddie and I and going live. So Maddie will be home next weekend because she has to come to town to pick up Junebug. So she will be going live with me on next Saturday, which, woohoo for that. I think everybody has a better time when Maddie's here with us. Sometimes I always say that she's the dumbest smart person I've ever met because she says some stupid shit sometimes, you guys. You gotta admit, Maddie's funny. So we all have a better time when Maddie's around, whether it's laughing at her or laughing with her. We have a great time when she's here. So she will be here with us next Saturday. And then I will be going live after that. The following 2 Saturdays, I will most likely be going live from Maddie's house. And the reason for that is that Austin's band has been lucky enough to book a tour. They're going on a tour across the U.S. for 2 weeks. So Maddie does not like to be home alone particularly. In fact, she calls me because Austin works second shift. So she calls me every night and we sit there and chit chat in the evenings after she's had her supper. We sit and chit chat in the evenings and both craft together until Austin gets home from work about 10:30, depending on the shift he's working. So that's, kind of our normal schedule. Well, if he's going to be gone for 2 whole weeks, she's not real enthused about that. She doesn't like to be alone. So I am going to go down and stay with her for the 2 weeks that Austin is gone. And I'm so excited. We're going to have so much fun. We are going to redo her craft room. She has a craft room that is probably pretty similar to mine. It's just a hot mess of jumbled stuff just all thrown in no order or cohesiveness whatsoever, no manner of organization. So we are going to remedy that. We are going to work hard and get her craft room in order. So hopefully we'll be able to go live from her renovated craft room one of the nights. So for 2 weeks we're going to be doing that. And then I just found this out today, so this is hot off the press news. You guys are the first to hear it. You know that Maddie talked about, maybe you guys don't even know this. Now this is just occurring to me that so much has happened while I've been on my downtime. You guys might not even know this. Maddie always talks about her grandmother and how very, very close she was with her grandmother. And her grandma was her best friend. Maddie's grandma passed away. She was 86 or 87, and she passed away in December. Yes, I believe it was December that she passed away. Yeah, that's been really hard for her. And that's why I'm getting these nightly phone calls, is because she used to spend this time talking to her grandma, and now now she talks to me. But that being said, she has been always talking to Austin about wanting to move back up here to this area, to where where she grew up. And he's always been vehemently against it because he had his music and his band and his friends, and he was from that area, and he grew up there. Not that he couldn't find work here, because we live in a very successful medical community, and Austin is a CT tech, and CT techs are in very high demand because in order to carry a license for a level 1 trauma center as a medical facility, you have to have a registered CT tech on staff, working, not just on staff, but working at all times. So, and there are a lack of CT techs out there. So he has, there's a high demand for his people who do his job. So it would be no problem for him to be able to find a job here, because we're kind of like the gateway to the north of Michigan, so to speak. Like, we're in what's considered mid-Michigan, and anything north of us is considered northern Michigan. And northern Michigan becomes very remote. And so all of northern Michigan relies on our area for their big hospitals. So he has an excellent, chance to be able to get a job down here, but he always has said no, because of his band commitments and because of, just because that's where he's always lived. Well, Maddie called today, and guess what? Austin has agreed to move up here. I could not be more thrilled. My baby is coming home. I am just ecstatic beyond words. I can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. They're going to live in her grandma's house. Her dad wants to renovate that house. It needs a lot of renovation. A lot of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Upgrades. I mean, it has old electrical system, old furnace, old water heater, old appliances, old flooring, old cupboards, old everything. It needs to be totally overhauled. So he's going to do all that, but Maddie and Austin are going to live there rent-free, while he makes all of these repairs. So it's a win-win, because somebody will be in the house. He won't have to worry about it. It's out in the country, so it's not really a worry that it would be broken into or anything. But, Maddie will be close. They'll be able to live there rent-free. They'll be able to save up some money for the wedding and maybe a down payment on a house. And it'll be awesome. I'm so excited. So, so, so excited. It is such good news, isn't it? Such good news. Jody, no, she's not going to help me as a payback for helping her for doing her craft room. You're coming here to do my craft room. Hello? It's the whole reason I want you. No, I'm kidding. We've actually been talking lately, and I haven't talked about this yet either. Jody and I have started kind of tentatively planning a trip for her to come here and visit me. And I'm really excited about that too. So we're hoping to make it happen this fall. And one of the main goals is going to be just totally revamping this craft room. So here's what I want to do is before September, before you come here, I want to get it at least somewhat organized. Not as hot of a mess as it is right now. But then when you come, I want to do fun things like hanging all my diamond paintings on the walls, getting the modular storage cubicles for my yarn and organizing the yarn into the storage cubicles, getting my sewing machine set up and going, stuff like that. Fun stuff, decorative, fun, organizational stuff, not cleaning. I'm not going to make you come here and clean. I'm going to have all the cleaning done before you get here. All the cleaning and sorting and that kind of thing. Yeah, Brenda, it was really sad. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jennifer, she does have a wedding date set. Oh, they're getting married in August 2024. Your son is. They're getting married May 17th, 2024 is their date that they've set. Yay, yeah, everybody's saying yay, yay, yay. Thank you. Yeah, so many updates, right, Jennifer? So, yeah, so many updates. So much to fill you guys in on. I mean, way more. Oh my gosh, there's way more. I have tea about my other daughter to spill. We're going to spill it all. I don't even care. You guys are all my friends. There ain't nobody here right now that's not my friend. So we're spilling all the tea. Sorry, I had to smoke my vape. I haven't had wine in a long time and it's hitting me. I only had half a glass here. Hit me a little bit. So what was it? Where was I? So yeah, Maddie moving, me going down there for 2 weeks. Oh, because here's the thing. After they go on this tour, there's 2 guys from his band that are going to be moving to Nashville. So his band is kind of disbanding. Ha 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 ha. You see what I did there? I'm an idiot. So he's a little bit more open to, you know, making a change. And I think that he recognizes that he's being, and this is, Austin is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. Very kind, very giving, very generous. I could not say enough nice things about Austin. He's one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life. And I couldn't be more happy that he's going to be my son-in-law. That being said, I think that he has finally recognized that they've lived in Detroit near his friends and his family and his comfort zone for the past, Maddie's 25, the past 7 years. It's kind of Maddie's turn, if you know what I mean. You know, it's kind of her turn to be home and amongst relatives and friends and a place that is familiar and comfortable to her. And I think that he is a selfless enough person that he is willing to sacrifice his own comfort to make that happen. And I think that that goes to show what a stand-up guy he really is. That he is, you know, willing to do that, you know, for her happiness. Because Maddie ultimately is a homebody. You know, she stays home and crafts more than a 25-year-old. You know, you would think a 25-year-old would be going out on the town and hanging out with friends, and not Maddie. Maddie mostly stays home and crafts. Not that she doesn't, you know, have the occasional, you know, kick up your heels, boot and rally. Does anybody know that phrase? I want to know if this is a generational thing. Does everybody know what boot and rally means? That's a serious question. I want to know if y'all know what boot and rally means. But anyway, she does that from time to time. But for the most part, she's a homebody. And she's home alone, you know, because Austin has his band and his parents and his friends and everything down there. So I think it's really a self-sacrificing thing that he's willing to, you know, let Maddie have some time with her friends and family and her home area. So I'm just happy. It's been a happy day. It's been a really, really happy day. I had a great time on Mindy's Live. I'm feeling good. Just a good, overall, warm, fuzzy feeling happy day. Yeah, he does, Jennifer. Right, Deborah? Half a beer and I'm under the table. Same thing. I've got half a glass of wine and I'm feeling it, man. My cheeks are getting toasty and yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm almost done with this section, you guys. We get to open a new section. Woohoo! I bet you. Okay, if I get this next section done tonight, which I can easily do, that'll make me more than halfway done with this. How much you guys want to bet that I can have this done by Wednesday? I'm going to even be generous with myself and give myself till Wednesday. I'm gonna have this done by Wednesday. Oh, anyway, I interrupted myself. Speaking of having it done in a certain amount of time, when I did Artemisa, somebody can look up the dimensions of it because I can't see it over there. I did Artemisa in 7 days. Did I say that out loud? Because I meant to say that. I finished that sucker in 7 days. That was like the fastest I ever diamond painted anything. And I loved every second of it. Okay, what color am I doing next? We'll do 2, which is ABs. I hate ABs. I don't hate ABs. I hate placing ABs. Got to qualify that. Dawn says she's never heard the phrase. Deborah never heard it. May 17th is on a Wednesday, Brenda? Of 2024? It's supposed to be a Friday. Is May 14th on a Friday? I swear it's May 17th, 2024. That's what she told me. And I can't text her right now because I'm using my phone to record. I'm interested to know that. Now I'm perplexed. So I need to decide what color dress I'm going to get. Okay, let's go back to that in a second. Somebody remind me of that in a second because we got to go back to the boot and rally. Yes, Cynthia, you're right. Maddie sacrificed first, and it's awesome that he's taken his turn. Yep. Oh, Joe, do you say Tuesday? Unless I have a yarn order coming in. All right, bet. Game on, Tuesday. All right, I'll do it Tuesday. Oh, Lisa, you finished a 14-hour day? Oh, my goodness. What a bummer. Oh, in your car lifting all day. That doesn't sound like fun. Do you get a lot of weirdos, Lisa? Just out of curiosity, how many weirdos do you get? Like percentage-wise? What percentage of your customers are just absolute weirdos? Dawn, you don't like doing ABs either? I hate placing ABs. Ugh. Oh, good, Brenda. Wrong year. Good. Whew. You had me worried there for a second, girl. I was like, what? They better go get their deposit back. We don't want a wedding on a Wednesday. No, they actually are getting married on a Friday to save a little bit of money because they have such an expansive guest list. And the venue that they chose is a little higher end. So, in order to cut some corners, they decided to do it on a Friday, which, you know, she's making the sacrifices she thinks are necessary. So she didn't want to sacrifice this venue. She really, really wanted to have it at this venue. But in order to have it at that venue and stay within her budget, she needed to do it on a Friday. So that's what they're doing. And she's fine with it. We're not really traditional people, so it would follow that a wedding on a Friday would be no big deal. What else will I have completed? Well, let me tell you. I just started on... No, I'm kidding. Yes, May 17th, 2024 is a Friday. Thank you, Karen. Hi, Koala Crafts. How are you? In some cultures, Saturday is a bad luck day to marry. That's interesting to know, Rhonda. I did not know that. Huh. I'll let them know too. I think that they are going to have a long and happy life together. I can just feel it. I have the utmost confidence that their union will be long and prosperous. They're just such a good pair. They're just it's a really good couple. A really good couple. They remind me a lot. You know, have you ever heard the saying that a girl marries someone like her dad? Now, even though my husband is not Maddie's biological father, he did raise her since she was 3 years old and was the primary male influence in her life. You know, the daily male influence in her life. So for all intents and purposes, it's her father. And the way Austin treats Maddie is very, very similar to the way Jeff treats me. And if you guys know me, you know that my husband treats me like a princess. He really takes such good care of me and is just awesome. And Austin is the same way with Maddie. And it just warms my heart to see her pampered and, you know, treated in such a beautiful way. So I'm really, really, really lucky that he's going to be my son-in-law, that she's going to have him for a husband. And she's really lucky too, because she's a handful, just like I'm a handful. Like I'm not even, you know, making any qualms about it. I'm a handful to deal with. But Maddie and Maddie is too. So anyway, so that's the happy news. We got all that happy business out of the way. Now, the following news is some tea. And I'm going to spill this tea, and I'm going to remain a little bit reserved just out of respect for the people involved. You guys know that last year about this time, my daughter Emily sold her house and moved to Tennessee with her husband and her 2 kids, my granddaughters. And you also know that shortly thereafter, Emily returned to Michigan with just her and the girls and have been staying with my ex-husband. Well, for the longest time, we thought everything was fine, and it was just that Emily needed the support of having family around her with having the little girls. And after Christmas, we found out that that was not the case. And my daughter Emily is filing for divorce. So that news has come as a little bit of a downer. You know, I'm a little bit sad about it, but I'm a little bit not sad about it. If I'm completely honest, because I don't think that she was always treated the way that a mother would want her daughter to be treated in a marriage. And I think that there's someone out there that will treat her the way she deserves to be treated. And I think that's just, you know, a matter of time before she finds that person. So I feel sad that she's going through this because it's difficult. It's going to be difficult for her. It's going to be difficult for her kids. But on the same hand, I think that it's going to open up some doors and open up her life to a little bit more happiness than what she had in the long run. You know, in the short run, it's going to be a hard time. But in the long run, it's going to be for the best, if you know what I mean. So that is that business. Hey, Mary Lou, how's that going? How's that going? How are you doing? I was combined reading a comment with asking you how you're doing. Hi, Mary Lou, how you doing? Not how's that going, but you know, how is it going? Yeah, Jennifer, it is. It's a hard decision, Rhonda, and it was really hard for her. But yeah, Jody, that's a good question. No, Austin doesn't have any brothers. He only has sisters. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Hey, can we hook you up? Does your brother need a wife? I've got a really awesome girl. Looks just like Maddie. They don't really look a lot alike. I mean, you could probably tell they're sisters, but they don't look alike. You know, none of my kids look like me. All of you guys who have kids, let me know, do your kids look like you? If so, if you have multiple kids, do all of your kids look like you? Or does only one of your kids look like you? Does one look like you and one look like their other parent? Tell me what you got going on in the way of kids looking like you, because I struck out 3 times. I was there all 3 times. I know all 3 of those kids are mine. But I'll be damned if I can look at any of them and see any resemblance to me in them. They just, none of them look anything like me. It's really kind of weird. Like, if I hadn't been there, I wouldn't believe that they were mine. Cynthia, I think you're absolutely right about Emily. After the sadness wears off, she's gonna really come into her own. And I have to say that she did come over today with the girls. She brought my granddaughters over today, and I hadn't seen them. I hadn't seen them since Christmas, you guys. So if you think you missed me and you're my YouTube family, I hadn't seen my own, biological family since Christmas. So things have been really bad for me. If I'm going that long without seeing my, my own granddaughters and my own daughter, that things have been really bad. But yeah, they came over today. We had a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. We did crafts together. We did some diamond painting together, and we did some coloring, and I taught my oldest granddaughter how to cross stitch, and we did some fun yarny crafts, some Lion Brand. I showed you guys in my yarny video those Lion Brand kits, craft kits. I was a little bit disappointed in those because they didn't come with any yarn to finish the kit, to do the kit. It was just blocks of wood. It didn't come with the yarn or the paint. So luckily I had, an ample stash of yarn laying around to supplement. So that wasn't really a worry. But yeah. Oh. Okay, let me see what you guys said about your kids looking like you. Mary Lou says neither of her boys look like her at all. Jody says one of hers looks like her, but both are opposite looking. A year apart, and I have dark hair, brown eyes, and a blonde, blue-eyed. Interesting. Interesting. Jennifer says her oldest does, but her youngest didn't until he hit teenage. Looks like his dad. Oh my gosh, Jennifer, that's so funny. Yeah, you're probably glad he looks like you, right? Oh, Lisa, I was asking her how many weirdos she got. She says out of a day, probably 10% weirdos. That's not bad. I would have expected more. I totally missed a whole bunch of these V's. Darn it. I just had them out. So I had to kit this up, you guys, because I didn't have any open storage containers that would hold enough colors. And the only thing I had was a Harbor Freight container, an empty Harbor Freight container, which only holds 24 colors, and I had 37. So I took my colors that I had the least quantity of and put them in baggies, and then just stuck the baggies in the side of the Harbor Freight container, and it's working out just fine. Not a big deal. So I'm working partially out of baggies, partially out of Harbor Freights for this one. So I need Y. I thought Y was in here. Yep, Y and 4. And then I'm done with this section. Woohoo! Just 2 colors left. And I hate Harbor Freights. Oh, Mindy's here. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Lori Lawn. How are you? So let me ask you guys this question. How do you feel about Harbor Freights? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Jody, you're not allowed to answer. I know that you don't have Harbor Freight. Don't yell. Don't get jelly. I'll tell you what, when you come to visit, we will go to Harbor Freight and we will get you as many Harbor Freight containers as your little heart can carry back to Canada. But they're not, I don't love Harbor Freights. And I know a lot of people do. So I just want to quick raise of hands of who loves Harbor Freights and who doesn't. Just out of curiosity. And I think and has anybody else noticed this? Kits anymore are coming, standard kits are coming with more and more and more and more colors. I remember when I started diamond painting, I remember being in awe of having a kit that had 55 colors. I remember being like, I remember telling Jeff, oh my gosh, I just ordered this diamond painting. It has 55 colors. Like, I was like thinking that was like, you know, the thing. Now that's pretty much standard, you know, at least 55 colors. So I think the Harbor Freights have maybe lost their place in the way of kitting up for diamond paintings, just because these only hold 24. Now I know that you can buy a supplemental little case thingy, that holds more. Did I lose you guys? Am I still here? Why did I freeze? There we go. Did I freeze on you guys? Am I here now? I don't know what happened. I'm not here. And I did freeze. Oh, now I'm here. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure what happened. All of a sudden I was frozen, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Let me look at my, I don't know what's going on. Still says I'm live. Interesting. Anywho, but yeah, it just seems to be that their kits are getting standard more and more and more colors. Been there the whole time? Okay. So you just heard me sitting here going, what? What? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? All right. Deborah says Harbor Freights are just okay. Dawn prefers Elizabeth Ward containers. Dawn, let me ask you this question. How often have you reused your Elizabeth Ward containers? Because here's my worry about Elizabeth Ward's. I'm worried that that tab from bending it back and forth multiple times is going to break off. Has that ever happened to you? Just questioning. Just a question. Okay. Mindy likes them. Okay. Judy loves them. She has enough to kit up a kit that has 300 colors. That's awesome. So what do you use then, Judy? Do you have like a bigger tray than this that you put them all in, so you can have a bigger, you know, setup? Lori says she never has any problems with them. Oh, Jennifer likes the bottles. Okay. Rhonda never tried them. That's kind of a given since you live in Canada. And you don't have the Harbor Freights there. Mary Lou likes the Art Dot square containers. I really want to try those, Mary Lou. I'm really anxious to give those a shot. You know what else I want to get is that new Art Dot 420 bottle case. I really want to get my hands on that. But did you see the price of it? That thing is like $56 US. Yeah, so I don't know about that. Yeah, Catherine's not a fan of the Harbor Freights. I'm just not I've never been a fan. But on the other hand, it is really, really nice. Okay, done. Done with that section. Woohoo! Time to move on to the next one. Yay! And I get to peel off 4 release papers because it's kind of this is going to be a big section. I'm making this one big section right here, you guys. Look at how big of a section I'm going to make that there by there. It's going to be good. There's tons of color blocking, so it's going to be all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, let's get back to what we were talking about. Sherry says she used to like Harbor Freight until she tried other ones. Exactly. What's nice about Harbor Freight, so what I was saying is the convenience. Like if I decide I want to kit up a diamond painting, I can run up the road to Harbor Freight and buy what I need and have it instantly, as opposed to having to order something even on Amazon and wait a day or two. You know, I can have a Harbor Freight in 20 minutes. So that part of it's kind of convenient. In fact, I kind of, maybe I'll go get some tomorrow. um, so Jody's absolute preference is the large square containers. Mindy's tried them too. Yeah, I haven't tried those yet, and I really, really, really want to try those. Catherine says she prefers Elizabeth Ward's. Okay. Da, da, da. Oh, Jennifer, you like the compact zipper cases with the bottles. Okay, yeah, so you might like the Art Dot kit that's out now that has 420 bottles. I really want to try that one. I don't know if I can justify $56. I just don't know if I can justify it. Although Mindy, it is Art Dot, you know, maybe we could work that out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't expect that. We got a thing going with Art Dot right now. Yeah, too much screwing, right, Mindy? I don't like the bottles either. Too much screwing. Too much screwing. You have a crazy zoomy bunny right now. That is so cute. I wish I had a crazy zoomy bunny. Used them for 3 years and never had that happen. That's awesome, Dawn. Okay. I was just wondering. I've never had it happen either, but I have about, I think, let me think. I have 4 Elizabeth Ward. No, I have more than that. I have, because Berta gave me 5, and then I had 2. So I have 7 Elizabeth Wards, but I've never kit them up multiple times, if you know what I mean. They've always had the same project in them. I've never gotten through the project that's in them for the first time. So I just wondered if over time they would wear and crack and break. But I'm glad to hear that they don't. And for the money that they cost, they shouldn't. Brenda, why do you say that? What do you think they're doing wrong? I mean, I don't know, just out of curiosity. Okay, so Judy, you have the containers that hold 54 Harbor Freight boxes. Okay. Where do you get that container that holds 54 Harbor Freight boxes? Because I wouldn't, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind trying that. Here's what I don't like about Harbor Freight, and I've got one of them that's doing it right now. And I don't know if I can show you. Okay, see how this won't stay closed? It doesn't stay, oh, and I just spilled drills out of it because I had it tilted like a dummy. But do you see how that's not staying latched? And the reason it's not staying latched is because this wall right here is crooked. It's bowed in. So I try to like bow that wall out so that the latch will work, but it doesn't stay. And I find that when I get the Harbor Freight kits, I get on average 1 to 2 containers per batch of 24 that this is the case, that I have, that the latch doesn't close. So that's why I kind of tend to stay away from Harbor Freights. That's the only reason. Let me see. Too much screwing, yep. Yeah, Harbor Freights do hold way more drills, and that is a plus. That is one of the very big pluses of Harbor Freights, is you can fit a whole large bag of drills into a Harbor Freight container. And I do appreciate that, because my little pill containers, which I'm sorry, but those will always be my favorite. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just happen to have one right here, because of course I do. right here. These will always be my favorite. And these are the 56 little things of 4. And I love these. I don't know. These are what I started. Kind of like what you were saying, Judy. This is what you started with, so this is what you know. This is what I started with, and this is what I like. Oh, I haven't worked on her in a while. I should put her back out and work on her. Sorry, I needed a drink. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Mindy, I gotta get a hold of those large Tic Tacs. If somebody knows where I can get the large Tic Tac containers, let me know, because I really want to try them, but I want them, I want them like in a case. I haven't been able to find them on Amazon, and I don't know where else to look. AliExpress maybe? I don't know. I know at one time Jody sent me a link, but that was a long time ago and I lost it because I'm an insufferable idiot. It's been a long, long time. So Mindy, we were talking about crochet earlier. You missed out. No, Mindy, they don't hold much. They really don't. But I like the fact that it usually takes me 2 trays of them to kit up a large size diamond painting. So I have to use more than one section per color to fit a whole bag. A whole bag doesn't fit into one little section. But I just love them. And I think it's just because that's what I started with. That's the only conclusion I can come to, because there's no rational explanation, because they are very inconvenient. They're very inconvenient, but I like the way they stack. They stack up nicely, and I don't know. I like the way I can organize them. I just like them. Sometimes we can't always explain our preferences, right? Like, especially like if you have a jerky boyfriend or something like that, like, he's a jerk and you can't explain why you like him, you just do. Like my drill storage containers, I know they're jerks. But I still like them. Oh, Mary Lou, super easy. That blanket that was on my chair during my yarn video was hand knitted. I could so easily do a hand knitting tutorial. Would you guys like to see that? I can do that for sure. Yeah, that was hand knitted, and I used and I believe it was I'm trying to think of how many gram roll it was of wool roving wool. So it was a non-plied, it wasn't really even a yarn. It was just raw roving wool. That's a mouthful. And it looks beautiful, but it's delicate. It's not something that you'd want to throw around and use for a blanket. But I can certainly show you how to do hand knitting with a different material. I have some really nice Bernat blanket extra large, I think it's called. The size, pretty much any size 7 jumbo yarn you can hand knit. So I could definitely do a tutorial on how to do the hand knitting. I've hand knit multiple blankets. It's fun. It's fun, but the one thing I will caution you about is you either have to stand or sit in the same place for a long period of time. So you want to make sure that you're somewhere comfortable, either standing or sitting someplace, pretty comfortable, because it's not a project. It only takes about I'd say 2 to 2.5 hours to make a full-size blanket. It's a very, very fast process, but you kind of need to start it and finish it all at once. You don't, it's not a project that you can really start and walk away from and come back to. You kind of want to do it and get it done. Just because it takes up so much space, and I don't know of a lot of people that have the space to just let a big project sit like that. Okay, Mindy's got a link to Amazon. No longer available in the case. Okay. Now, how am I supposed to click on that link and leave my chat? I can't do that. Yeah, I meant the zipper case too. Those are them, Mindy. Okay, cool. Oh, Mary Lou, yeah, you don't have to use wool. I've got another size 7 jumbo yarn that you can totally use. Let me get up and get it real quick, and I'll show you what it is. Hold on for just 1 second. As I make my way across the labyrinth of doom to get back here to the far reaches of the craft room. Because it's way back here in the corner. Or is it? Oh, you know what? I gave it away. I gave it to Emily. I taught Emily how to hand knit, and I gave it to her to hand knit a blanket. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. As soon as I get paid, because that's another debacle story I'll tell you guys in my whipping chat this week. I didn't get paid this month. As soon as I get paid, I'll go buy some jumbo number 7 yarn, and I will show you guys how to hand knit. You can use any jumbo 7. Okay, let me see what else everybody has to say. I gotta go look at that. Beth says she's working and lurking. Amazon has the large square ones I think you're looking for. Senior Direct 32 in a box, $15.59. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. AliExpress has large Tic Tacs. Put in search bar Tic Tac diamond storage large square. Okay. All right. She's moving but not her hands. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Am I frozen? Thank you, Mindy, for putting that in there. I appreciate that. I'm going to go check that out right now. I am going to, whoops, how did that? Oh, did I? Okay, now I got to go back to YouTube. Okay, cool. All right, I'm there. Oh, you know what's happening? I see what happened. I'm back. Am I back now? Yeah, I was frozen. Thank you, Emma, for letting me know. Okay, thank you. I froze because my phone is telling me that I only have 10% battery left. So that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. I only have, because I'm using my freaking phone because Jeff wouldn't let me use his iPad. See, it's all Jeff's fault. So here's what we're going to do. I will hang out with you guys until my phone dies. When my phone dies, if I am in the middle of something, I'm sorry. And I love you all, and good night. That being said, let's just continue to talk as if nothing bad is happening. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Mindy, for finding that link, because when we were looking for them when I was over at your house, we couldn't find them. So I'm glad, and I've been searching for them. So, Mindy, can I tell our secret, or do you want it to still be a secret? When is our secret? Okay, let me ask the question in a different way. When is our secret going to be revealed? That is a better way to ask that question. Mindy and I have a little bit of a secret right now. We're not pregnant. I'll just put that out there. We are not pregnant. Mary Lou, that was your guess that we're pregnant? No, we're not expecting. I think we both had surgeries that would prevent that. If we were, somebody would be in trouble, right, Mindy? There's somebody out there that would be in deep, deep trouble. Oh, yeah. No. Okay, so keep an eye out on Mindy. No, not an event. Well, we are going to do an event. So, okay, yeah, which secret? I don't think that's a secret. We are going to do an event together. I hope Mindy's going to be able to do it with me. I talked last week about doing a mystery along. And I'm hoping that Mindy's going to be able to co-host with me. She has to check her schedule and make sure that, and see if she's going to be available. But I'm hoping that we're going to be able to host that together. I have such a good time with Mindy, co-hosting events with her. We work really well together, and I think that we could make this a fun event. I've got some ideas that I haven't even told her about yet, but that wasn't the thing I was thinking of. The thing I was thinking of was the thing that got delivered today. So keep an eye on Mindy's channel because she has an epic unboxing coming up, and I don't know when it is in her schedule to put it up, but I cannot wait to see it. In fact, I have avoided every other channel's unboxing of this item because I'm waiting for Mindy's. Mindy and I, me keeping secrets, yeah. Yep, yeah, I don't keep secrets well, Mindy. I'm not a good secret keep. Well, okay, I take that back. If you tell me something and you're like, don't tell anyone, but blah, 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 then I'm definitely not going to ever tell anybody. I'm a vault. I'm a steel vault. But if it's something that we haven't, discussed that it's a secret, then all bets are off. Especially if it's something that concerns me. So Mindy and I did a thing, and we kind of talked about it in our crochet live, so it's not a total secret. But Mindy and I decided that we both wanted that new Dreamer Designs, the 180 by 60 centimeter summer morning in spring. But we both didn't want to pay $100 for it. So we came up with the brilliant plan that we're going to go in on it together and we're going to share it. And so Mindy got it today. It was delivered today. So I'm not sure when she'll do her unboxing. Hopefully soon. And we're going to split our time working on it. And I am so excited. It's going to be so much fun. Did you guys know that thing has 92 colors? Super excited about that one. Can't wait. Which means, the other thing that means is that I get to see Mindy more often. Because we're going to have to swap this thing back and forth with each other so that we can each work on it. So we're going to have regular meeting times, which is not, I'm not mad at that. I'm never mad at hanging out with Mindy. We always have a good time. The last time we hung out together, though, we got in a little bit of trouble. And it was all my fault. I was just a little bit too silly that day. I don't know what I was on. Whatever I was legal because I didn't do anything illegal. But I was a little on the silly side. If you haven't watched that video, it was in one of Mindy's crafty vlog videos. Jody, you guessed. Yes, Jennifer, I'm the same way. When it's my own surprises for other people, yes, yeah. It's heavy? I bet it's heavy. I bet. Oh, yep, you were too late to get it, Cynthia, but you'll get it when it comes back. That's awesome. It was Angie's fault. Yes, Mindy, it was all my... Oh, yeah, Mindy, because you've never been known to be an enabler of any type, right? Right. everybody knows that Mindy's the worst enabler in the whole community. Every time I watch Mindy, it's like, oh, I need that. Ooh, I gotta go get that. Mindy was my primary enabler. In fact, I don't think that I ever would have bought a hand-turned pen had it not been for Mindy. Speaking of that, I need to ask this question too, because I'm kind of out of the loop. Does anyone know of any pen turners that I can go to and get a thin pen like this one? I only like thin pens, I decided. But this one it's comfortable. It's very functionable, but it's not the prettiest pen out there. I would love another thin pen. So does anybody know of any turners that specialize in thinner pens? I know everybody always wants the thick ones. I want a thin one. And I've searched for narrow diamond painting pens. I've searched for thin diamond painting pens, and I don't really ever get any results. So I'm just wondering if anybody out there has any ideas for me. BFF? I think that's where I got this one. We're both enablers, right, Jody? Yeah, Dawn, you're right. $100 was for what you were getting. $100 was reasonable, but neither one of us wanted to pay that. You know, it just sounded like a much better idea at the time to say, hey, instead of that, let's each spend $50 and we'll work on it together. Because I don't really even care in the end where it ends up. I just think it's going to be fun working on it. Yeah, Sherry, we're going to work on it together. We're going to we had the idea, we're going to take it to the retreat in June and set it out. And if anybody else wants to work on it, they can work on it too. We've had that idea, and I think that's a great idea. So we'll get some help working on it that way. Custom. What's custom, Mindy? Poshy pens makes thin ones? Okay, Poshy pens. Thank you. You know what, Rhonda? I watched Tima last night. I watched her. I didn't know Enablers Outpost did thin pens, Jennifer. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, poor Jody. We got her hooked on yarn now. She was doing just fine with her diamond paintings, and then we took her to the dark side of yarn. And that's a rabbit hole, man. That is a rabbit hole. Yarn is a whole nother world. Because, okay, like, yeah, that was a decent price for that diamond painting, $100. But do you know how much yarn you could buy for $100? Like, a lot. And so it's fun because you can get so much more for your money. Sometimes, depending on what yarn you get. If you're buying, you know, Madeline Tosh or something like that, your money's not going to go very far. Or Noro, right, Mindy? You got one from Enablers, Mary Lou? All right, I'm going to check them out. Oh, I got you hooked on yarn too, Mary Lou? That's funny. Yarn is awesome. I love yarn. It just makes me happy. Just makes me so happy. And I'm so excited to have started that Color Lab crochet along with that sheep cheese yarn, which I know it's not the right way to say it. But I was really glad to finally get a chance to be able to work with that yarn, because that's one that I've been wanting to work with for a while. So, right? The yard sales are fulfilling, right, Jennifer? You can get so much more for your money. And you know, it takes, like, okay, it takes so long to complete a diamond painting. So long to complete a large diamond painting. And I have so many in my stash that it would take literally years upon years upon years to complete the diamond paintings that I have. And whereas yarn, you know, you can get that gratification from getting something new, and you can get more of it, and then you can put it to use and use it up kind of a little bit more quickly, if you know what I mean. So then you can go buy more yarn. It just crochet goes by a little bit faster than diamond painting, I guess is all I'm saying. But it all started out talking about a doily. How funny. How funny. Judy says, I had to explain to my hubby today that collecting yarn and crocheting are really two different hobbies. They are. Exactly. Collecting yarn is way different than crocheting. I love having all different yarns. I love it. I just got a new Hirschner's catalog today, and there were some new yarns in there, and I was going crazy. And Jeff was sitting out in my living room with me, and he was just rolling his eyes, and he just kept saying, give me that catalog back. You don't need that. Give me that catalog. I'm throwing that away. And then I go with Mindy yarn shopping. And Mindy is a sucker for the hand-dyed yarns. Mindy loves the hand-dyed yarns. And so I go with Mindy, and then I'm sucked into that vortex. And those hand-dyed yarns are so gorgeous, but some of them go for $30 and over a hank. But they really are, like, luxuriously beautiful, gorgeous, squishy, smell awesome. They're really nice yarns. Oh, so Cynthia's got a link for a case to keep Harbor Freight containers in. Awesome. Thank you so much for posting that, Cynthia. I'm going to check that out too. Oh, Rhonda, you're funny. Crochet goes faster in my hands, not hers. That's funny. Yeah, Mindy, exactly. I get so frustrated with not being able to finish a diamond painting. Like, it's like, really? Come on now. I just want it to be done. And then I get to the point of having it like 3/4 of the way done, and I'm so frustrated that it's not done that I'm just like, forget it. I'm gonna work on something different. I'm gonna go crochet for a while. But I am really loving this one, so I think I'm gonna stick with it. This is right now what I'm working on is the most color blocking area that I've had so far in the whole painting. And it's more like line blocking than color blocking too, so it's not too bad. It's not being too bad at all. Oh, you'd miss the new Hirschner's catalog? Huh. Yeah, I just got it today. Well, actually, I don't think it came today. Jeff just gave it to me today. He's like, yeah, it was on the counter. I'm like, dude, when those things come in, you got to give them to me stat. I need to know what's going on in the world of new yarn. Kind of a craftnado would I be if I didn't know what was going on in the world of new yarn. Even though I can't buy any right now. So I didn't tell you guys what happened. So I had a bank and a credit union. My pension from my employer went into my bank. My Social Security went into my credit union. It was a big old pickle. It was a big old pain in the booty. to have two. So I decided I am going to only have one account. That just makes more sense, right? Than having to flip-flop money all over the place, and it was just a nightmare. So my bank is closer in proximity to me than my credit union, so I decided to close my credit union account. So I went in, closed my credit union account, called Social Security, told them, gave them the new account number and routing number, blah, 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 blah. All life is good. Comes time for payday, and I didn't really think anything of it because I didn't have to give Jeff his portion of the bill money just yet. So it comes time to give Jeff his portion of the bill money. I go to the bank and there's no money in my account. I'm like, excuse me? No, there's no money. In fact, I've bounced money. Excuse me? Yeah, no, it takes Social Security 4 to 8 weeks to change your account, a bank for your direct deposit. Well, nobody told me that. So I didn't get paid last month. I mean, I will eventually. When it catches up, I'll get paid double next month or whenever they process the change. But needless to say, that's put a crimp in my style. Like big time. Big time. I had to have Jeff put gas in my car the other day. So it just keeps coming, right, guys? But I'm just letting it roll off, like roll water off a duck's back. Water off a duck's back. Yeah, not enabling or anything, right, Jennifer? No, not enabling it or anything. What's a headhunter's catalog, Catherine? Ooh, Mindy, there's a blanket kit screaming your name. I want to see if I can guess it. Hi, Carla. How are you? Okay. Lisa says she just looked and the size is perfect and the price is amazing. For one, it's $13.99, but if you get two, each one is $11.99. Okay, awesome, Lisa. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. I'm going to check that out as soon as I'm done here. Of course, like I said, I can't buy anything until I get paid, but I'll at least get the information and have the site saved so I can do it when the time comes. That'll be much, much appreciated. Thank you for all of your help tonight, all of you. So I should probably get going. I hear Nate in there still talking, and his friend was supposed to go home 2 hours ago. And so I'm not quite sure what's going on because Jeff was supposed to take him home. So I should probably go and find out what's going on because it's now after 10. And yeah, I'm sure Jeff is ready for bed. Jeff goes to bed very early. He goes to bed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock because he gets up at about 5:30 every morning. So I'm sure he's ready for bed and, wondering what he's going to do with this extra kid. And I, of course, cannot drive this kid home because I've had some wine. So I better go find out what's going on with my family. It was great catching back up with you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support and for being back here with me after such a long absence. I know it was probably